Hello and welcome back to Brilliance and the Basics. There's two things I want you to do this week. I want you to focus on the leadership model. This is an area of the workbook that I would like you to read through because so much of your weekly exercises are going to be built upon see, build, become, and then the key habits. Focus mainly this week on become. Think about the knowledge of the skill. Is it something you want to do and you will align with, which we would call that the heart? Are you willing to learn the skill, like priorities or hard conversations, and then turn them into habits? I won't spend a lot of time talking to you about this. You can read it, but look through this section and then do week 2. All right, go ahead and turn to page 88 and 89, which is the clarity and prioritization section. Peter Drucker said, "There's nothing so useless as doing efficiently that which should not be done at all." This is the clarity problem in one sentence. Most teams aren't really lazy. They're just often busy doing good things, maybe the wrong things, but typically not the best things. So think about your team right now. If you walked up to any person and asked, "What are our top 3 priorities this week?" could they answer? If they're unclear, teams experience competing demands, duplicated effort, frustration, and slow decisions. We know people that are busy and they're moving forward. That may not be the problem. It's not effort, it's clarity. So clarity turns effort into progress. Confusion often turns effort into exhaustion. So this is the practice in our leadership cohort this week, clarity and prioritization. It sits in the lead self phase. It strengthens both see and build. And the signature question for this practice, does my team know the 3 things that matter most this week? Clear leaders consistently answer 3 questions for their team. What matters most right now? What does success look like? What should we focus on this week? Priority clarity is a leadership discipline, not necessarily a one-time event, so you return to it weekly. And here's where most leaders go wrong: the reactive pattern. Too many priorities, which means no real priorities at all. Saying yes to every request, keeping priorities in your head instead of making them visible. Letting the urgent override the important, confusing activity with progress. However, role model leaders do the opposite. They can name their top 3 priorities and communicate them consistently. They filter requests through those priorities. They write them down and share them visibly. They ask, does this move our mission forward? They close meetings with, who owns the next step and when is it due? So I want to tell you a very real example about priorities and clarity. And this is really, I think, an interesting one because I see leaders do this a lot. They go into a meeting and they ask a team, what do you need? Or they go into maybe a town hall meeting and they do something like this. What would help make you happier? What would you like as a team? That can be one of the most dangerous questions ever. And I want to show you a very slight change that can help clarity and priorities. Walk into a town hall meeting and do this. The mission of our organization is to take care of the Chickasaw people. We need to do 3 things this week. We need to increase X, decrease Y, and we want to focus on Z. Now, what do you need to make that happen? What can I do to make it easier on you? Is there anything I can do to remove those barriers? That's all about clarity and prioritization. We didn't walk in with an open-ended question. We actually asked them based on the mission, vision, and values. And I'll give you a hint here. You can get a satisfaction boost very quickly on your team by doubling down on the mission, vision, values in the organization and aligning them to it. Here's your practice this week. Open your workbook to the clarity and prioritization. Write down the 3 most important priorities your team should focus on this week. Ask yourself, what progress matters most? What work moves the mission forward? What can wait till later? Then communicate those 3 priorities clearly to your team. Here's the test. Ask one person on your team. Do you know them this week? The answer will tell you everything about your clarity as a leader. Complete the C reflection questions before our session. Have a conversation with one other person and your accountability partner. Do they see the same priorities identified as you do? And then build the weekly habit. Every Monday, ask yourself, what are the 3 most important priorities this week? Write them down, share them, repeat them. If they're not aligned to the strategic plan or the core goals from your organization, you're probably not leading with clarity. See you shortly.